Humanity's evolving knowledge of creation has given us the power to transform the world around us. There are spaces and places that bear little resemblance to what God had originally created. The Carolinian forest, which once blanketed southern Ontario, is now a sea of pavement and manicured lawns planted with seeds that are not even native to the region and thus require extra care. The Government of Canada has a detailed website on how to maintain a healthy lawn, including instructions for mowing, watering, fertilizing, overseeding and replacing sod, aerating and dethatching, and checking for problems. Lawns have created an alternative ecosystem. A close look at a well-manicured lawn, however, reveals that lawns do very little to support life. The common lawn is a monoculture. There's no diversity, especially when treated for weeds. As a result, there is little of benefit to birds, bees, and many other insects. It is estimated that over 750 liters of water is needed per person per day to maintain a lawn. That's the equivalent of about 400 bottles of water per person per day. Fertilizers and pesticides used to reduce weeds and give lawns that healthy look are known to wash into local waterways and undermine water quality. On the bright side, studies do show that well-maintained lawns could be a carbon sink, absorbing the emissions from the lawnmowers and other tools we use to maintain our lawns, especially if cut grass is left on the lawn. For better or worse, this is but one example of how we have manipulated creation for our own purposes. The consequences are significant. The list of species of concern continues to grow, with loss of habitat being one of the most significant contributors to our loss of species. We are failing in our efforts to safeguard the integrity of creation, but we can repent and do better. Those familiar with the decline in the number of monarch butterflies will know that planting milkweed locally has helped to contribute to a healthier monarch population. Milkweed, in its various forms, is the host plant for monarchs, meaning that this is where female butterflies lay their eggs, as these plants provide the specific food caterpillars need to develop and grow. When God created butterflies, God also created plants that would help to sustain them in all of their stages. Without milkweed, monarchs have nowhere to lay their eggs to nurture the next generation. When we choose to include these plants in our gardens, we see an increase in the number of butterflies and caterpillars around our churches and homes. This contributes to a healthier ecosystem, more in line with what God had originally created. Including native flowering plants also help support native bees and bumblebees. Many are familiar with the plight of honeybees, which have become an important resource for the pollination of plants in agriculture and the production of honey for our enjoyment. In fact, there are more than 16,000 known species of bees in the world, and bees in general are the most important pollinators across the globe. Encouraging the diversity of bees contributes to healthy ecosystems, which benefits crops and the beauty of our gardens. Do you enjoy songbirds? Bird feeders can be a fun way to attract birds to a yard. There are also a number of native plants which have seeds and/or fruits favored by some of our favorite birds. It can be quite exciting watching birds snack on flowers you have planted. When God created, it was indeed very good. Everything had its place and its purpose. When we continually choose to safeguard the integrity of God's creation, we can contribute to return to the kinds of self-sustaining ecosystems God intended, which not only benefit us, but all of creation. We can begin with what we choose to plant in our yards. For information about recreating the Carolinian forest around our homes and churches, check out caroliniancanada.ca and inthezonegardens.ca. There's lots of wonderful resources on the internet. Long after God said, "Let there be light," we are challenged to safeguard the integrity of creation and sustain and renew the life of the earth. What steps will you take, individually and as congregations, to live out this mark of mission?